Hi everyone, my name is Gideon Besarnat and I am an application engineer for Micrographics. Today we're going to look at Inventor and how we can utilize the tool sets in a 3D environment. In this instance, I've got a small drawing of a brace or bracket that we can utilize and play around with. One of the features that we're going to discuss is when I use the orbit. For instance, if we want to create a hole, yes, we can go and start 2D sketch command and we can create a new sketch on that face over there, and we can create a hole or circle and we can extrude it and cut it. But also one of the features that we actually do have is something called the hole function. So this is like a pick and place feature. If I select the hole function, it tells me I need to select a point. Now you'll see that it puts the hole basically on a random place. I can specify it to be a specific distance. If I click on this line, it would give me a specific distance from this line. If I choose the line at the bottom, you'll see that it gives me a specific distance. And then I can orientate it in that way. There's also another way this can be done. For instance, if I choose the hole function and I place the hole, I also want the hole to be concentric. For instance, in this case, to the radius. So it needs to be concentric, same center point. I can just choose the center point and say OK. And I have created a hole that's concentric with that radius that's going through that entire part. Some of the good features we have and the tool sets we can utilize. For instance, if I'm going to create a 2D sketch, let's say on this face for instance, I'm going to use project geometry just to get those edges and that part of the drawing involved and project it to this plane. And now I'm going to draw a normal construction line for instance. Just drawing something random so I can show you guys how it can be utilized, how it can work. Let's say for instance this dimension between these two needs to be 32 degrees. So in this instance I've created just a random line at a specific angle. Let's say for instance I just want to deselect the dimension, select both of them, right click and choose the construction lines, and then I'm going to coincident that point to that specific area. And now I'm going to select the point option for instance. So I'm just placing the point at a random place so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to use the coincident just to place that on that line and dimension it from the origin at a line distance, let's say at 0.58. I can actually increase that a bit. Let's make that 0.8. No, that's too much now. Let's make that 0.7. That should be perfect. And then we can go to finish. So this is another way we can create the hole command without drawing a circle. We have created a point now and choose the hole option. I just want to make this a lot smaller. Let's say that's 4 millimeters for instance. And I want this to go actually through all, but I'm going to select a 2 option so that I can select the base point and it only goes until that face and select OK. One of the other features we do have in a 3D environment, it's called the circular pattern. Just choosing the circular pattern, it tells us now we can choose a specific feature. In this instance it would be the hole. I'm going to choose the rotation axis, so I'm choosing the inside. Now here we can specify the degrees, for instance. I only want holes to go 180 degrees, for instance, and let's say I'm going to keep it at six holes. As you can see with this arrow, it actually shows me that it's going into that direction. But I don't want it to go into that direction, I want to flip it. So we do have an option to flip the rotation, and now you'll notice that it goes in the opposite direction. And I'm gonna say okay. And now that features have been created. Another feature that's also quite nice to have and does not get utilized so much in the 3D environment is the mirror command. When we select the mirror command, it tells me I can select all the features. You can individually select the features if you want, or you can go into your browser. As I know, I do not want to mirror the cylinder. I want to mirror the arm. I want to mirror that extrusion, the work plane, that extrusion. So all the features and everything that basically has been cut, I want to mirror. Now it's going to ask me to select a mirror plane, for instance. Now I've got an option. Do I want to mirror it across? Let me just move the orbit a bit. And now you'll see that that's the plane I'm going to mirror to. So I'm not using a line to use the mirror command. I'm mirroring to a specific plane. You'll also notice that if you know the way you've drawn, for instance, if you used your XY plane and your front view, you'll know where that is orientated. And then you'll know which plane you can select. But sometimes if you're unsure, you can open Origin and just have a small visual just by hovering over that specific plane. And now I'm going to select the YZ plane, and now if I press OK, you'll notice that everything has been mirrored. The holes, even the inside profile, and the work planes. And in the mirror tree in the browser, you'll see there's all your occurrences that you've mirrored. Just want to hide that work plane. If I really want to, I can use the mirror command again, and I can select those features. I can choose a mirror plane, and now it will mirror to the bottom. And now I've got this funny looking shape command that we created. If I press Ctrl Z, it's undo. This is just a more or less and the basics of what you can do and how you can utilize pick and place features and utilize the best part in your 3D environment. From your 3D environment, I can also create, for instance, let's choose a fillet for those holes, for that radius, so that it's no sharp edges. Can create, select all four, and it will have a nice smooth finish. In the 3D environments, there's so many tools and so many ways you can utilize and create and add detail to your drawings. Another thing we can do, for instance, is if we create a new part, I'm just going to choose the metric template, standard millimeter part, and just going to create a random 2D drawing with no specific connections. Let's make that 50, we'll make that 35, and make that 20. I'm going to choose finish sketch. Now we do have the option, like normally we can just extrude a specific part if we want, a specific feature. As you can see, I selected all 3 of those rings that I've just drawn. I can drag this out. For instance, let's say I'm giving it a distance of 150. And now the drawing has disappeared. Another handy feature is the drawing that we've created. If you go and click on your sketch, you can go and say share sketch, and now that sketch is active and you'll be able to extrude without drawing something else. And let's say I do not want to cut, I want to join. And now I can choose the inside as well, choose a specific distance. And now I can also use the extrude function again, choose that specific point, and now it would extrude another distance. Here we also do have the specific options where we can select the starting plane. So I'm selecting that as the starting plane, and as you can see, it basically projected that part and starting from there. Also a very handy feature is using the share sketch function, and you can create multiple extrusions in this instance with one single sketch. So this is just some small tips and tricks and some of the functionality of the 3D environment that you guys can have a look at. Thank you for watching, and I hope you subscribe, and I hope you like the video, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks for watching.